I'm live. Hello, this is Dr. Mia Lueth. It is November 17th, 2025, 12:26 p.m. Eastern Time, New York, USA. And today, variety of subjects. I do try to speak quickly so that I can make sure that I'm expressing what I want to express, and that doesn't make me manic. I'm definitely gonna sue. You understand where I'm now. I'm going to get the money to purchase an NHL franchise. All right. Anyway, so yeah, while that's working, all right. So I go to certain groups, and there are certain things that I do during the day. One, to socialize. Two, for therapeutic purposes, but also to be around people enough to try and understand them better for better communication, and so on and so forth. So was a handout we did today. Building trust and respect in relationships. Okay, well, I don't think the way certain people think, and I'm good with myself and clean conscience, like the whole way. And some of you who just like look at one, two little tiny things and think that explains the whole, I disagree with you, and I state that I disagree, and I'm not going to change my mind on some of this at all. So, for anybody, I don't really care. Anybody who's trying to talk to me via direct message on my X account, too bad. And no, I'm not interested in having a long distance relationship. And yes, you must respect my boundaries. And yes, you must actually listen to me. I give people multiple opportunities, probably a couple few more than I should. But when I walk away forever with a clean conscience. Okay, that's me. When it comes to sports, especially ice hockey and soccer, okay, like I'm an outlier. So if you're looking at a bell curve, it's just like, okay, well, you have to not include me. Okay, I had no choice but to play soccer with males, and there were only males who played ice hockey where I was. And what you see what I'm trying to say? That's not for everybody. And when I played with adult males, I had to earn my goalie spot each and every single season. The end. And built a little tougher. I grew up mostly in my neighborhood. There were mostly boys, dudes around. There weren't that many females, and you know that's just kind of the way it is. What I'm going to say about the ice hockey is that no, I understand what some males are saying, okay, but there are some females here and there that actually do need a higher compete level. So sometimes they might have to play on a dude's team. Okay. But for the most part, like with ice hockey, there is now a professional women's ice hockey league, which is great. Okay. I'm not saying that, putting a professional women's ice hockey league up against a national hockey league, that they're going to be equivalent. What I'm saying is, though, that opened a door so that those who did need to elevate their game and needed room to elevate their game, as in females, well, it's there now. But for some of us, like I'm used to males, and not all males are the same. Okay. So for me, it's just like, well, I'm sorry, I thought you were hitting on me. All that filth foul coming out of your mouth. I like the dirty talk. Well, sorry, it was a misunderstanding. Okay, like I'm used to nails. Okay, I'm still there's a few things I'm kind of really girly about, but when it comes to sports and other, yeah, sometimes I'm a foul mouth hooligan. Okay, well, it's just true. I do everything I can not be like that around little children, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna go through this. Okay, so um, behaviors that build trust and respect, keeping promises. Okay, we're going over this. We're there. See, okay. Uh, yes, this is why I will tell people I'll do the best I can, because I do. But I want them to know that there is a chance, depending on all factors, I'm not 100% sure I can, certain things need to work out a certain way. Okay? Sometimes I can say I promise to learn, everything I possibly can, or I promise that I'm not like that other person. Okay? There are certain things, but I'm not a big promise maker in that way, because life can throw curveballs and right. I mean, I could end up in the hospital again, and it's just like, well, I can't keep the promise because I'm in the hospital, and I can't do that from here. So I don't make a lot of promises. I mean, a lot of times I'll say I do the best I can, and I do, and it works out. But there are times when just other factors, sometimes unknowns, get involved, and I can't. This is why I prefer that people who say I'll do the best I can. Okay, nobody needs to like make promises. I mean, there might be a few, but to me, it's just like, okay, I'll do the best I can. That's good enough for me. And that way, it's like, well, I know you tried, so it's okay if you couldn't do that. I appreciate the fact that you tried. Okay, so I don't make a lot of promises, and sometimes I don't let people make promises to me. I'm just like, you have no way of guaranteeing that. It's better to just say you do the best you can and actually do the best you can to anybody and everybody, because that way they're not like holding on for some great promise to be kept and then you can't keep it. Avoids disappointment, avoids misunderstandings, also helps build trust. Because like I can do the best I can, and I can do the best I can, and I do the best I can, and it works out and it works out. But this one time, like I did the best I could, and it didn't work out. So when you have that with certain somebody's, they get it. Like they know you did the best you could. All right. So I don't know what that means to other people, but that's me saying about me. Listen actively without interrupting. Yeah, active listening also helps the memory. Okay, because you actively now have taken that in. Okay, also with sign language, which I don't know, so I'm not gonna try. But you're right, paying attention to that. Um, listening actively without interrupting. On occasion you have to, like, I'm sorry, I really have to go and I'm running late, but can we like stick a pin in it, and when I'll call you later or whatever. Okay, but just constantly interrupting someone, right? You have to say, well then, can you give me a little time to, right, you can finish your statement, can give me a little time to discuss, because I can't remember all that. I want to say something. You can say that, and then let him. You know, I know I knew somebody very well who rambled a lot, and so it's kind of like, why? Okay, well, you need to give me okay, but I'd like to respond. All right, there are ways. You can jump in real quick and say, well, I'm going to need to make a response. So can you finish up your thought? Okay, that's okay. Okay, but active listening helps with the memory. Active listening helps, the active listener learn. And no, you don't want to tune out. You want to tune in. Okay, because if you're just constantly tuning out, you got all kinds of other shit on your mind, and it just comes across like you don't give a fuck about that person at all. And the more you do it, the less likely you're going to remain in a relationship with that person. Any kind of relationship. Okay, so apologize when you make a mistake. I know I've done this. I've said things wrong. Like, wait, what did I say? Oh, I got that backwards. Sorry, I meant the other way around. I'm like, what did I say? Oh, I said 14. Oh, okay, I missed one. Yeah, you're right. It's 15. Yep, sorry about that. I got that wrong. It's a lot easier than you think to admit you were wrong about something. Okay? I mean, a lot easier than you might think. Yeah. I mean, it happens a lot. You'd be like, oh, sorry, I was wrong about that. No, I didn't even know that was the case. Okay, well, I stand corrected. Okay, now I know that's good. And yeah, sorry about that. Right. I mean, it is just that simple. We're going to stay in the shallow end for a little while here. Respect boundaries and personal space. Okay, by cultures, there are actually some cultures around the world where people tend to be close talkers, where they are very close to you, and right. But in America, I can tell you that, like, they kind of like to have like at least a foot, or the 2 foot thing. So different countries, those standards vary. Okay, like, it is not the same for every single human being. It depends on how well you know somebody. It depends on a lot of things. But yes, respect boundaries and personal space. Okay, so if somebody says to you, please ask me before you go in my room, or can you, let me know. Um, yeah, like, if you're feeling a little, you can let me know some things. So, okay, personal space. Some people like to know that nobody's messing around with their stuff. Okay, well, sometimes, yeah, families, they're like, when it comes to families, if you live in a big family, personal space is a luxury. Okay, right. This, depending on the situation, but some people are just used to having a certain amount of personal space, and when somebody keeps breaking that personal space and ignoring that, certain things, you begin to lose trust quickly, and then you just shut down entirely. So give credit where credit's due. Right. I mean, that should be a given, but I've known some people who don't really do that. I've had some people take credit for my work. I'm like, what? That's mine. Well, I got proof. Like, even if it's a small little thing, it's like, well, that's not okay to do. Ever. Yeah. Keep confidential information private. Well, the United States government was unable to do that for me. I kept your confidential information private, United States government, i.e., Department of Homeland Security. Yes, ICE. Yes, you broke my trust. And so did Upper Bay Counseling and Support Services. I mean, you keep breaking my trust. It's like, okay, great. It's one thing, you lose him, you still might have a chance. You lose both of us, you have no chance. And that's what's happening right now on Earth. Yeah. Okay. That's why I was trying to be very careful about, in building the ministry, which is dissolved. I'm not going to help any of you for that. Because a lot of you were taught wrong, or you think that for some reason you're like the king of the fucking world, and you aren't. Yeah. So check in on friends or coworkers when they seem upset. Sometimes you gotta do that. And sometimes, like, if you know somebody, you can hear on the phone, like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go there in person. Or if you're far away, yeah, you can call the local PD to do a welfare check. You can in the U.S. I know that for sure. Admit when you're wrong. Same thing as saying you made a mistake. Oh yeah, I've been wrong about stuff like, oh crap, I didn't know that. Good to know. Okay, there's no issue with that. Right. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh man, really? Huh? Yeah, the other thing that break up trust is gossip. Now, on occasion, I would like check with someone I trust and be like, I don't know, it just turned out this way, and this person said this. I'm like, am I like seeing this wrong, or does that seem like I mean, I might check with someone just so I'm like, right, not thinking one way when there is a perspective I may have missed. Okay, that's not the same as gossiping. Okay, make promises you don't keep. Yes, this is what I'm saying. Right. So I don't. I don't really make too many promises. I say, well, I'll do the best I can. Because in this world, as a human, that's about the best you can do. And that's okay. Dismiss others' feelings. Well, this one happens to me constantly, especially, yes, on my XDM, my direct messages. This is the major reason why I just don't answer my direct messages anymore. Constantly breaking promises, not keeping them, constantly like trying to pry into my shit, and I'm like, what? I don't feel like talking. Push, you're gonna push. Well, fuck you, man. Okay, well, you're disconnected, and you've just lost the spark of life. Is what the fuck is happening on Earth. We should be friends, Winnipeggers. I did. I asked. I asked on one of the chats. Is it Winnipegites, Winnipegians? What is Winnipeggers? Okay, good. Let's see. Dismiss other people's feelings. Yeah, that's like, excuse me. I'm not nothing. And I'm not nobody. And you need to respect what I'm saying. And I don't give a shit if you're a dude or a female or the fucking king of Syria in the fucking stand. I don't care if you're the damn Pope. I don't care if you're the richest celebrity on planet Earth. It doesn't fucking change. Ever. Alright. Interrupt or talk over people. I mean, it can happen when everybody's all excited about something. You know what I'm trying to say. But, typically, actively sitting quietly and actively listening to someone, you never know what you might learn. And you're also being very respectful to that person. Share private information without permission. I always ask permission. Anything that I put up. Okay, now sometimes I will have to relay information because somebody did the wrong thing. A Mason did the wrong thing. And yes, they know they did, and they owe me reparations. And that's all I'm going to say. Okay. Take credit for someone else's work. This is called plagiarism. That's also intellectual property theft. It's a very serious issue. It's not taken lightly. Ignore someone asking for help. Well, I had enough of that. I mean, I've asked for help so many times, and it's just ignore. So the consequences of every single human being's actions shall be felt on earth, and that is exactly what's happening. So you guys are all like, well, this person did this and this person did that, and I'm like, well, tough shit. No, it's not working out for you because you don't know what the fuck is going on. I do. No, I'm fine. I won't tell the fucking celebrities. If I need to get law enforcement involved, I get law enforcement involved. I don't give a shit. There's law enforcement of so many different varieties all over planet Earth. Some of them work very cooperatively. Right. If someone's asking for help, especially if they do it more than one time, and right, ignoring them like, oh, that's someone else's fucking problem. At the very least, you could make a phone call for them, or like check to see if they've got family, or ask like what's the issue. You just need a little help. Avoid the noise. Paranoia, self-destroyer. Some of you are actually. That is the truth. Refuse to apologize when you've hurt someone. Sometimes you didn't know you did. Like, what? Oh, dude, I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry. Making people apologize for no good reason, though, was not acceptable. Yep. Empathy practice tips. Empathy and sympathy are two different things. Listen without judging or interrupting. I do that all the time. I never get the proper courtesy in return, ever. None of that ever gets reciprocated. Well, that's going to fucking change right now. Reflect back what you hear. So sometimes say, oh, so you're saying that you didn't want to do that and you felt like someone made you up. Like, I can see why you feel that way. These are some terms you can use. It makes sense that you're feeling this way. I hear that this is, difficult and nobody's really validating your feelings and you're allowed to have them. So, yeah, I mean, I hold myself to some high standards, but I know to give myself grace and some leeway and some time and space because these days it's just like, well, I've got medical conditions that are a bit unpredictable. And so a lot of the, either real celebrities or fake celebrities or whoever the hell keeps trying to contact me on my, X account direct messages, like, well, you have zero respect or care for the fact that I am disabled and I have to go to doctors and I don't have time for certain things and I can't afford certain things. So the disrespect of me will end forcibly if necessary. Yes, there is a particular young rock star. I'm making sure that the right kind of people are around him. Personally, I'm owed a couple few favors. Well, I mean, I give a shit about it. Unlike some of the rest of you all who you just want the rock star going 24 fucking 7. Certain substances he doesn't need around. Okay, some of you just on the free fucking ride. And, no sooner is like he's not heard from for a few months. Like, oh, you'd be surprised how quick they just find another motherfucker to leech off of. I give a shit who's around him. I give a shit that he is very much like me. A lot of people didn't know this, so I had to explain this to some people, and it's okay. Like, I will go and go and go and lose sleep and go and go and go and go and break bones and go and go and go. And somebody should have had the fucking balls to stop me. So I had to wake up a few of my brothers. My brothers, you gotta, right? If you need to overtake me or like gang up on me, well, so I also get breaks and don't go and go and go until sometimes my own welfare is not like number one on my list. But he's like me that way. So I understand him that way very well. People aren't built that way, man. And people will encourage, like, yeah, this is fun. Hey, we're making fun. We're all high and having a good time. And oh, we don't want the party to stop. Well, it's better the party slowly just becomes a bit less of a party. To see if he drinks, a little bit of alcohol here and there, as he fine. Doing shots every night, not fine. Okay, when he performs, like, he sweats so much, like, yeah, I'm just like, that must be like fucking 5 pounds gone. So he needs to know how to eat properly, nutritiously, so he's staying at a stable weight, because I don't want him to drop dead on stage. So yeah, I am that asshole, and I may be being, very protective of him in some ways and making sure that the right kind of people are around him. Instead of people, they just jump on the free ride. It feels so good. It feels so good. It feels so good. Oh no, that one isn't in public anymore. And that one doesn't. And how quickly you guys forget. So if he needs a little bit more force in stopping him, like, dude, you can't keep going like this, man. Well, I love you. I care. I know what that's like. People just push and push and push, and just till you go, and you drop dead, or you get addicted to something, or you can't. They'll just fucking go find another motherfucker. Well, he's younger than me, and I'm making absolutely sure in my ways that the right kind of people are around him. I mean, you need to stay properly hydrated, so it's okay, but don't do shots, dude. Like, you know, drink a beer, get a mixed drink and sip on it. And then, yeah, drink some fucking Gatorade. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? And make sure you're eating right to maintain your weight. I care is who. And so he had to cancel some shows. And you know what? If you really gave a shit, you wouldn't be worried about that at all. All right, let's find out who your actual real friends are. But I do understand him in that. Like, I know, I'm like, some of you might need to help me stop. That's how some are. And, many people contributed to their deaths. Many people contribute to, things that are negative and not good for me, because they like the fucking fun. They like the fucking free ride. They like the high. They like the, all this other shit. But, and they like the money, and they like every other kind of thing. But they don't really give a shit who you are individually as a person. They'll just go find somebody else to fucking lead you. Don't touch the hard stuff, dude. It's Movember, fellas. Okay? I care. So he understands now. There's some things you can drink moderately here and there, but your main goal, okay, is to be performance ready. Keep your voice good. Don't worry about being friends with everybody. You are not going to make everybody happy. That is just a big pile of bullshit. Okay, like, stay away from the cocaine. It's just a big waste of fucking money. Like, you spend all this money and it only lasts for like 20 minutes, and you gotta up again. And it can fuck with your voice. It can fuck with your lungs. It can fuck with your nose. Right. Okay. Like, if certain people start getting, pulled away from him, I'm like, well, there's a fucking reason. Okay, he doesn't need to, like, just bust his ass balls out. Some some of the ways he's thinking, right? Just getting a hold of it, so that he doesn't die at the age of fucking 33, or Well, you made it past the 27 club. That's not something to brag about, everybody. I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, drinking a little bit, yeah, I mean, it's okay, just fine. Okay, but yeah, you got to refill all those minerals you lost. You got to, yep, Gatorade, water, right. Having people who understand better nutrition. He probably needs to eat a lot because he's burning. But it's not okay to eat like a whole cake, and there are some things to right can avoid. But I've been around other people, and when I see one that's like me that way, I take an interest simply because yeah, well, we're gonna have to get a couple few people to like I know, but you have to for your sake and for your fans' sake, because we don't want you to drop dead. I mean, then like your fans will be missing out on you. So I don't use terms like true fan or blah blah blah. What I'm saying is point blank. This is the music industry. Well, different kind of fucking rock and roll. It's rock and roll to be making fucking music at the age of 70. Well, you gotta fucking get there without running over everybody, including your family, without lying, cheating, and stealing, without doing all kinds of stupid stuff. But so for the ice hockey, I'm an ice hockey lover. Okay, but I also like other types of hockey too. I mean, whatever kind of hockey. But ice hockey is a sport that I know the most about, particularly the National Hockey League. Okay, so in some cases I'm an outlier, and I get that. It's like no, 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 you don't. You. I'm like, just don't worry. Don't compare me to you. Don't be. Don't do that. Okay, but I have zero trust in anyone who contacts me on my X account direct messages. And if it was the actual real celebrity, you're right, then I'm sure that they could very easily confirm with me that that is exactly who I'm talking to. Right. Yeah, they got you all fucked up. Um, but I'm fucking you right now. And you can trust me. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. So like you can have like 20,000 friends or 2 million or whatever online, but they're probably not your fucking friends. So I stopped answering direct messages. There are a few here and there ice hockey people who, right, like, you know, on my DM, but essentially if we're gonna talk to each other, we do it out in the Twitter or the X, legacy Twitter public. So yes, when it comes to the Winnipeg Jets, this is true. Um, I know, like from the fan perspective, the 2 seasons before this one. started out differently. You had Ehlers, okay? There were certain things, and those two seasons had more in common from the start. And yes, your expectations, oh, they made the, President's Trophy. Right, but that was last season. And some things have changed a little over the summer. It's a great accomplishment, but you're basically starting from zero again every fucking October. That's the way the National Hockey League works nowadays. And the true and real present. So some are still hanging on to, right? If you let go of that just a little, okay, let go of what happened in the last two seasons. I know why some of you are thinking like that. I'm not giving you shit. I'm just simply saying there are reasons why. But just if you let go, because you got to admit changes were made. It happens every summer. And then, of course, injuries and stuff you don't expect, that happens too. Then it's kind of like, number one, taser. Those who understand Jonathan Toews the way I understand Jonathan Toews would not be questioning his contribution to this franchise, which he will be a difference maker, especially when the time comes. Crunch time, man. Oh, he's a crunch time. Ooh. Crunch time? Better look out. Here comes fucking Taser. Okay? It's also the little things sometimes. So you guys don't like boring fucking ice hockey. I don't give a fuck. Learn to like it or give someone else your seat who is gonna, right, not bitch and complain about it all the fucking time. Because sometimes it is those little things, right, that Adam Lowry does. It's those little things that Hollywood does. It's those little things that this one does and that one does. And they start to add up. Every single NHL team, and that includes the Winnipeg Jets, have guys on the bench who know they might have to carry a dude for a game. Here and there. They all do it for each other. To be honest, whether or not Chevy's going to make a move, if they're looking, I don't honestly look how well the Manitoba Moose, okay? You understand? That's in your system. That's in your depth. Look how well the Manitoba Moose are doing. Well, that's a good sign for your, NHL franchise there called the Winnipeg Jets. So somebody might have to be sent down. Some, two-way, they're not one-way contracts. But yes, when they come up from the AHO, there's usually somebody got their wing over them, mentoring them, helping them, guide them a little, like watch what I do when you then spread out for me, like if playing away from the okay, don't punch up, like whatever. Okay, they have someone who's actively guiding them and helping them understand the National Hockey League better. In terms of defense, I got to be honest. There are 8 guys on the roster. What I'm saying is, I unless there's like a super grab somewhere, considering cap space and other things, making a move for defensemen, I don't think is necessary. Trade deadline comes later on in season, maybe, but we're not there yet. We're nowhere near there yet. And, I know second line, centerman or, well, depending on what two-way contracts look like. And I'm not familiarized quite yet to that extent. Okay, I'm working on it. We might just have in-house enough to kind of get us where we're going. In terms of comrie, okay, comms. What I'm gonna say is, I'm sure that Connor Hellebuck can understand as a, now he's just a veteran goalie. You know what I'm saying? That maybe comms might be able to handle like 5 games more than last season. So it puts him, but it also gives him a different rest. I'm sure he can manage, okay, to play a little less, to like get Comrie a little more familiar with carrying a slightly larger load. I mean, I think it was like, 4. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Yeah, 4 games rested. I'm not sure. But he's been in the NHL long enough to kind of understand that Comms needs ice time too. So maybe he plays a little less than 60. I mean, that's just, that's conjecture. But it would also help him. Less chance of like injury and other kind of things. Also, getting in maybe just a different kind of rhythm. Still rhythm, but different kind of rhythm. Because obviously we make the playoffs. Well, we all know who's gonna get put in net. So, I mean, um, me personally, looking at things, I'll just say I personally would not get too concerned. If December 15th rolls around and it seems like they're still okay, then I might get a little concerned. But as a fan, well, I don't know there's much I can do about that. But I can say, oh, geez, fellas, I hope we're working that out. Yeah, ooh, we don't want to keep doing that. Let that be the last time that happens. If it just keeps like repeating and there's constant turnovers all the time. You know what I'm trying to say. But to be honest, what I'm gonna say about the Winnipeg Jets and National Hockey League ice hockey in general, there's a right way to win and a wrong way to win. Now, what that means to the Jets in the room and the coaches is what it means. Okay? But there's a right way to lose and a wrong way to lose. So in some of those games, some of y'all, at least 2 of them, y'all, oh no, we're never going to make the playoffs. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Listen, 2 of those games where some of you people, spectators might be looking, they lost the right way. Okay? Wasn't exactly a full 60 minutes, but it was way more everybody doing good little things for at least 50 minutes all together, all told. It just, sometimes it doesn't, like, it's just one of those days where, like, geez, I'm getting weird bounces. I can't, crap, like, okay, there's a right way to lose and a wrong way to lose. Now, San Jose, the Sharks, when they played over there in California, uh, okay, that was the wrong way to lose, and they deserved to. And I know that there are guys who walked off that ice knowing had sung, oh, like, yeah, we kind of fucked up ourselves. Like, we kind of deserve to lose. Like, oh, let's try not to repeat that kind of bullshit mindset or any of that again. You know what I'm saying? But for a couple others, it's like, well, they lost the right way. And it makes a fucking difference, especially if you're building for playoffs, which the Winnipeg Jets are building for playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. Okay, there's some teams who, might start going through some losing streaks, and that will change the Jets' numbers just in and of itself. Okay? So, yeah, certain sense of urgency. There's things that they need to look at. There's some things that maybe they need to talk about. Maybe they need to communicate a little better. Maybe they need to understand a little better. But to be honest with you, we have a lot of hockey good kind of stuff going on with the Winnipeg Jets. So I'm not concerned that we're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, heaven forbid. Yeah, injuries sometimes will take you right out of contention. It can happen in the National Hockey League. That's a variable that nobody knows. Right? Exactly. So if you break my trust, you gotta earn it back. See, I'll give you my trust straight out the gate. But when you break it and you throw it away, well, okay, well, I don't need your shit. Fuck it, you had a chance. Or 2 or 3, and you fucked it up. So I don't give a shit if they're actual real celebrities, okay, talking to me in my DMs on Legacy Twitter X account, or they're not. I don't care which it is. Some of you got fucking resources. You can talk on Skype. Okay, so I don't trust any of that, and I don't really give a fuck who you are. You have respect for the fact that I asked you to verify yourself to me. And by the way, yeah, unfortunately, what some of you have done is awakened something very angry and ancient. And you're going to learn the hard way. Because sometimes that's the only way. It's like they'll just go and go and go until, right? And then it is. Okay. Learn the hard way it is. Oh, my brother Seth is away. quite a few of my other brothers, you don't even know who they are, nor do any of you know who my ancestors are. So yeah, there's that. I mean, I keep information private. It's like secrets. Well, they're none of your fucking business. Anyway, go Jets go. And rock and rollers. I mean, you get involved sometimes with things and you don't have anywhere near the right kind of fucking information. Maybe just spend a little more time in the music stuff and leave some of the other stuff to people who are highly qualified. And there's been plenty of UAP disclosure. Tom DeLong. There was disclosure about unidentified flying objects before you were even born, Mr. Tom DeLong. Do something you're good at, like make music, especially Angels in My Airways. Some of you wondering why you're getting attacked. Well, if you'd stop attacking me, that was end of transmission for me. I don't have any other information coming. You need to respect people's boundaries sometimes. You need to respect people's, personal information. Well, this is another reason, Canada. I'm like, Jesus. Excuse me, United States of America. Well, see, now if I ask another country for asylum because I need to sue you, public trust, like some fucking ICE employees lied right to my face several times. I mean, weren't handling their firearms properly around me. Yeah, the United States doesn't want to hire a genius, Canada. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you guys could help me out here.